All right, guys, this is Mike with the watch list video for Wednesday, October 22nd. It looks like we had a really narrow range today. This is the time of the video I usually go over the calls from the day. A lot of them probably happened in the morning, and as you know, I wasn't there this morning. Not sure whether I should do this or not, but I'm doing it. We put her down today and him earlier this week. So it's been a rough year, but today was especially a rough day. So I missed the morning. I will highlight the call that I was around for, and that was BYND, and it was me, 15's buy zone yellow line spot. Look what it's doing in after hours. Crazy shake out there in after hours. But anyway, I pointed it out right here at the yellow line, 15, what we call the 15's buy zone. I actually got filled at I want to say 248. Yeah, and it went to 247. That's about as good of a grab as you can get, right? Right at the yellow line. I love that. Remember, it's got to be on a strong stock, and it's got to be after the strength, the first visit to the yellow line, right? And your stop's going to go below the green line. So, and from there, from the 248, it went to whatever the high was, 386, and then you can see what it did in after hours, 482, and actually holding up pretty well. So that's the only highlight I have from the time I was there, and right now I'm just going to go into what we're watching for tomorrow. You know what? I haven't done this in a while. Let me put this up. I know we've got some new faces in chat, and if you haven't seen this, pause the video and read it. But the gist of it is we focus on in-play stocks based on recent action on the daily or morning gappers, right? That either one of those makes it in play. And then we look for the intraday setups that we teach you to look for. So anyway, so BOF is in play, right? Massive volume, pretty strong move. Certainly interesting over 3 tomorrow with today's high being 302 and then this high from back in July of 311. And they did have a good headline. PLRX, really close to trying to break out there on the daily. So let's keep our eyes on that one. DVLT had a nice headline today. It's not really a chart setup here, but it was really strong back here. Then we had a nice bounce this day. And then I put it on watch coming into today. And then they had, I think some house came out and touted them, all the stuff they're into. Anyway, had a nice rip, but really didn't follow through. But for me, again, with all the action lately, it's still in play. So we do want to keep that on watch. We might get an A+ setup in it tomorrow. BYND, already talked about this one. Absolutely went nuts today. DNUT, nice volume. And I'm not too far from kind of a chart break up in this area. Nice after hours trade in that one by Kevin P. I didn't get it, but I was happy for him and whoever got it. VSEE, a little bit of a weird chart, but massive volume today. So maybe it gets going tomorrow. Again, we'll see. FUN, somehow Travis Kelce's involved in trying to revamp Six Flags. I think somebody said he went to Six Flags a lot as a kid, and so did I, right? St. Louis kid, so went to Six Flags a lot. Anyway, that was the headline and a pretty strong move. Maybe it follows through. GSIT. I think there was an offering, right? Had the big rip yesterday, gap up today, and an offering, but it's still an inside day on lower volume. So it could be a third day play. It's still an in-play stock. IONQ, putting back on bounce watch, kind of a narrow range compared to 4 or 5 days preceding it, and a little bit of a bottoming tail. No trades in it today, but it goes back on bounce watch for tomorrow. You guys know what we look for bounces. Speaking of bounces, this is one more of the quantum computing plays like IONQ. It's just another beaten up one. It's got a lot of support here, right? It's spent a lot of time in this area, and it's gotten down there 5 straight days into that area. So it's a decent setup for a bounce. So that's the 2 quantum plays I have on watch. NBIS was 141 about a week and a half ago. It's down close to 100. Certainly overdue for a bounce. TMQ, also not a pretty chart, but it had such a massive move this day, and then 5 straight days in a row down, down below recent lows. I don't know. To me, it still feels like a good setup for a snapback bounce if we get a setup. And then one of the baby nukes, as we call them, SMR, is back down to support. Those all got hammered the last few days. IREN, also a really strong stock lately, now down to the 20-day, could give a bounce. And then SBEV is gapping in after hours. It's trading at 274 right now. So if it's still, and they had a headline, I think it's Stake reported or something. If it's still gapping in the morning, we'll put it on the gap playlist. And you know what? Maybe as one little potential bonus to watch, this is a really ugly chart, AREB. And after hours, it got a pop to over $1.80. As I'm talking to you, it's trading at $1.56. So maybe they're trying to do a BYND thing on AREB. So just keep that on your radar as well. That's it. I'll see you guys in chat in the morning, and we'll add some gappers to this list. Have a great night.